Hello Gemini, thank you for tuning into your general read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Lima Tarot by Renata Lechner. For the supportive oracle cards, I'm using the Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. Alright, already shuffled. Let's see. Okay. Now, friendship is, like, right in the middle of the deck was kind of pushing out to me here. So I'm feeling friendship here. So, and there's not really any information coming through with it, just that friendship is an important piece to this. Seems to be, like, categorizing the situation. Now, definitely there's work friendships, there's social friendships, there's academic friendship. You got what you got, but because I'm feeling, especially with Gemini energy, you might have your friendships in categories. You may have that. Like spiritual friendships, you know, party friendships. I'm feeling like drinking friendships, to be honest with you, but whatever, it's fine. This is definitely in a friendship category, though. However you've subdivided that is up to you. Now, I'm coming into this friendship, it seems like there's a lot of energy on the other side mostly, but it pushes into you, so you definitely have energy with this too, but there's a lot going on here. I'm just feeling like there's a lot of energy coming from the other side, and it's infectious, and you also get inspired and become just as energized as the other people. Is it one person? I don't feel like it's one person. I feel like this is like a category of friends for you, I have to be honest. Like it's some type of like group. And by group, it could be just two people, but most of you, it's more than one person. Let's put it that way. And I'm getting this as an infectious energy. It seems to keep you going. It seems to inspire you. Things seem to keep happening. It seems good. And I'm getting on the other side the star card. Like there's a lot of just fun energy here. A lot of plans. I feel like there's plans, trips or something. Especially because I'm seeing a trip card. It's quite clearly a trip card here in the future. Because I'm feeling like there's a lot of hope here, trying to plan things, trying to get things in line. A lot of inspiration and excitement. Inspiration especially. I feel like the excitement just kind of goes with that energy card. It just seems to be coming in a bundle. And it's infectious, and you're getting caught right into it too. Now, it feels like plans are trying to be made. Plans are coming forward. It feels like a trip, especially with that safe travel you got coming up later. I'm getting, you're over on this side with the creativity and the Nine of Cups. Now the Nine of Cups makes me feel like you have some experience here. Whatever you're planning, like if it's a trip somewhere or some type of event, whatever it is with you and this other group of people, I feel like you have some experience and you have some knowledge to pull on, but you also have a creativity, so you're not just relying on what has been, you're pulling in what you know and you're adding your own spin to it, and I feel like this is a really exciting moment. I feel like you're having a lot of fun with this, I gotta be honest. Whatever's pulling through here, whatever's being planned, you got a whole bunch of ideas. You have experience, but you have all these ideas to add to it yourself, your own little spin. I'm getting you're thinking it through, you're talking it out, you're having a good time. This seems like it's a lot of fun for you. You're really enjoying this is what I'm getting. The creativity with the Nine of Cups over here, I'm getting like, you're really enjoying this. You're really enjoying this, and I feel like you're enjoying this friendship. The Nine of Cups makes me feel like you're really having a good time. You're really feeling good. You're feeling cemented right in. Like you fit, this is where you should be, this is a great moment. Now, what comes through next is the Glamour card. This is more on your side, I'm noticing. I'm kind of feeling it's almost like the sun is set and the new day has begun. The sun is set, the nighttime is like putting away state to the next day before the next day begins. And I'm getting as time is cooling on after these talks, cooling off. Because I'm feeling like the moment itself was very exciting and very fun. You loved it. I'm getting you're kind of like, you talked yourself through it so much that I feel like you're kind of over the subject for some reason. It's almost like you talked it so much and you had so many ideas, but you're like, well, now that we've hashed it out so much, now it's more time for action than talking. And I just feel like you're not as excited or involved as you were before. I just feel like it's kind of like the next day and everything cooled off a bit, and you're like, well, now it's more action than talk. Like the talking is over, and I don't know. You're just kind of like, it's a nice thought, but I don't know if I really want to do anything, because it feels like all those thoughts, all that energy, to push forth to make something create from that. There's a lot of energy that's required to make it actually happen. And I feel like you're at this point like, it's nice, it sounds fun, but I don't know if I'm really into all the effort to make that come forward. It's not a bad thing, it's just you're being honest with yourself. Like, I don't know if I really want to like invest in this situation that much. It sounds fun, it was an exciting thing to do, to talk it out, but do I really want to invest my time and make this actually become a reality? Just honestly. But the glamour here is telling me, even though that's how you feel, with your friends, you're still pushing it forward like you're into it. You're still trying to be happy and joyful and ready to go, when in truth, you're kind of like, I don't know if I really want to invest all this time into this situation. That's the glamour. You're letting your friends think you're still very into it. You're maybe not as into it as you were. This is like a day or so afterwards, after the talks, and it's kind of cooling off for you. And you're like, yeah, it was fun to talk and think about it and go through all the possibilities, but I don't know if I want to invest the time. But I want my friends to think I'm still into it, because I don't want to be the wet blanket on this situation. I definitely want to do things with my friends, and if it really means that much to them, maybe I can just go along with it. Now what happens next is the Page of Cups. That's more of a follower energy. You're still liking the situation. It's still a good situation, but you're more going off the momentum of your friends here. I'm just getting like, it feels like you're still into it. It still sounds good. The idea is still good, but you're just like, I feel like the motivation to make it happen, you're just not feeling it. It's a good idea. You like the idea. You love being with your friends, but the motivation to make it happen is just not really touching down with you right now. That's the only damper, and I get the Page of Cups is mostly about how you're relating to your friends and enjoying time with your friends. That's how it feels. Now, this keeps going forward. I feel like this is going forward. It does feel like it's going to happen, because it feels for most of you it's some type of trip. Because I'm getting safe travel. It does work out, but I'm also feeling like you got the Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles here. And you're feeling like a lack. There's lack of something when this actually comes to fruition. And I feel like they're warning, like, your friends might be more into this than you, and they might take over on the planning, and you may end up doing things or having, like, lack of say about what's really going on here. I'm just getting, like, there seems to be, like, you disconnected from it in a way that it just seems like you're not having as much fun as you could have. For some of you, it's like money, literally money. Like, Pentacles can be money. Like, you didn't save for this situation, or you don't have the money to really back up what you want to do, so you got to be more conservative. For others of you, I feel like plans went awry compared to what you would like to have done. I feel like you went along with things a little too far, and now you're stuck doing things that you really don't want to do. They're okay, it's not bad, but I feel like you're kind of bored with some of the situations going on here. I have to be honest with you. I feel like you're kind of bored with a couple things. It just feels like this didn't work out exactly, but they're telling me you're kind of disengaging after a while, because you're kind of getting bored with the situation. You're not as invested as the other people, but you're putting forward like you're very into it, but you're not as into it as you were. And I'm getting like, to make this go better, when you're feeling that moment where you're just kind of like, I'm not as into this as much as I was, I'm getting you're still following through and you're still doing it, is what I'm getting. They're saying either find a way, if it's money, find a way to get yourself some extra money so you can enjoy the situation the way you want, or two, make sure you put things in there, make sure you put forward what you would like to do. Make sure you do that so you can enjoy this too, because you should be enjoying this too. You can. They're saying you don't have to end up with this Five of Pentacles where you're kind of like lacking. Whether it's money or it's just the way plans are playing out where you're just feeling like you're doing a lot of things you don't really want to do. When you're feeling that moment where you're not as into it as everybody else, find a way to get that. Like, I'm getting, there's a very creative strike here in your life, and I'm getting like you can find that money. You can find a way to pull it together. either if it's money, make sure you plan it so you have that money available. I feel like you have resources around you. You can make this happen. Or if it's definitely planning, like there's just things you're going to end up doing that you don't want to do, make sure you put your 2 cents in there and get things in there that you want to do too. So like everything is there that you want. Just don't go along with everything because you're not as excited as you were before. Since you're going to end up doing this anyway, make sure you put things in there that you want to do. So that way when the time comes, you actually have as much fun as you possibly could. Because I feel like that's what this reading is about. Because it seems like at first it's so exciting, it's great, it's fun, but like as a couple days pass, you're just not as into it as you were. But you're putting forth that glamour that you are because you want to do things with your friends. You just don't want to be the wet blanket. And they're saying just don't completely disengage. Whether it's money or planning, just make sure you just plan. Go keep engaged so you can make sure when it does actually happen, you have as much fun as you could. If you don't, it's gonna be a moment where you're not happy at all. But you're just kind of going through the motions, and it's kind of like you went on this trip with your friends. They're having a lot of fun, but you're not really. Not as much. Especially with the planning. I'm trying to end this, but there's especially with the planning, because I'm feeling like there's other things you might be doing, and your friends might have things they want to do, and that's fine, and you're not against that, and some of these things are fun, but I'm getting there might be 2 or 3 things you really wanted to do that you're realizing when you're there, but it's too late by that point. Like the plans are already set. Because I'm feeling like there's at least a few of you who are coming into this, and you're going on this trip, and then when you're finally there, you're realizing, oh, there was like this, that, and the other thing I'd really like to do, but it's not in our plans, and there's nowhere to fit it in now. And I feel like you're very disappointed, and you'd really like that to happen, but it just doesn't. If you stay engaged enough to like remember what you really want to do, or at least have a couple spots where you can fill in the time, like plan ahead, because I'm getting like there's 2 or 3 things you really want to do, but once you're there, everything just seems like it's so regimented that you can't fit it in, and I feel like you're disappointed. And that's the 5 of Pentacles, like you want more, but you're not getting it. You're kind of left out in the cold. And it's a bummer moment. Okay, I feel like the point got across. At this point, I feel like if there's something to be had from this, you got it. If this reading was meant for you, you got what the point was. So I'm going to shut this down here. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.